What's going on, everybody? Last video we made over the Foxbody was going over everything that was done in the build, and I still had to get it tuned at that point. Finally got it tuned a couple weeks ago, and right now we're at the limits of the single disc clutch that's in there. It's a McLeod Street Extreme. So over the winter, plan on putting a RXT or a RXT, I think it's a 1200 HD or something like that in the car, and then getting it turned up a little bit more. The single disc did impress me pretty good. On colder nights, it makes a couple more pounds of boost and the clutch starts to slip a little bit, but I knew that was coming, so we'll get a twin disc in it over winter and then go from there. Had a couple problems with it. On the dyno, it kept slinging the alternator belt off. I mean, that was a pretty good problem to be like the only problem we really had. And we had like a little boost leak, and got all that taken care of, but the alternator belt flew off every single time. So ended up the pulley, crank pulley, right over here. This, if it'll focus in there, the belt was sitting right up on this ridge, and it wasn't wanting to sit down in all the ribs very good. Didn't really pay too much attention about that when I was putting the car together and putting it around, just driving around, you know, kind of breaking the motor and everything. I wasn't revving it all the way out. So now we got a Cobra style pulley from Elmar. So that's down there, and we had to get a shorter belt. And then we also put a different idler pulley on here that had these lips on each side to try to help if the belt was gonna walk just a little bit. So far it's been good. I made probably about 5 or 6 pulls with that setup and hasn't come off yet. Other than that, everything else on the car's been pretty good. Swapped out the VS Racing blow valve, got a Turbo Smart on there now, for absolutely no reason other than to match the wastegate. Let's see. This is something that's coming next. Got the Holly digital dash. So there's me. But yeah, so that's gonna be going in, waiting on a cluster or the dash mount from Florida 5.0. Once we get that in, and then got a new panel since the car doesn't have heat anymore. Got this Scott Rod panel, and we're gonna be using that to cover where the radio used to be, where my switches are and the heater controls. And I'll show you the Turbo Smart boost controller we're using right now. Since I didn't have a dome pressure sensor, we just I made a new little mount right up there, and that has the boost controller, and then that USB is going to be for the dash for when I want to plug in a mouse or a USB drive. And then we got the water meth on and low. So, and then we're going to be getting rid of the touchscreen for the Holly, and that'll look a little cleaner down in there. Let's see. Oh, and finally, this has been sitting in the garage for about 2 years now. So finally got the Team Z anti-roll bar all welded up and in. So I'll be able to get rid of the Eibach drag springs. And we're probably gonna put a set of Team Z drag springs in there now. So I'm gonna get some of them dyno videos up, and yeah, make sure you check me out on Instagram and shoot me a follow or subscribe here on YouTube. So I'll catch y'all later.